First, I'd like to address that sometimes these mass shootings have occurred are due to reasons outside of any issues associated with gun control. It's actually the government failing to do its job. According to the Daily Wire, the FBI was warned twice about Nicholas Cruz, who was a shooter of the recent Florida shooting. And there's also the recent, or that was actually a while ago, there was the Fort Lauderdale Airport gunman, and the FBI was told about this a while beforehand as well. So the FBI has been informed about these situations long before the shootings occurred, and they've done nothing about it. There's also the Pulse nightclub shooter, and he was on the terrorist watch list for 2 years, and yet he wasn't stopped before the shooting occurred. And then also there was a 2014 FBI report showing that the FBI failed to act on warning signs from the Boston bomber. Even though this has nothing, even though it doesn't have to do with gun control, it still shows how the FBI has demonstrated their inability to act on issues that could have been solved beforehand. Also, I'm going to address that the previous ban did not work well, and referencing it in general and its successes is inaccurate. As John Stokes from the Los Angeles Times reported, if a new ban passes and it's anything like the old one, millions of Americans will be able to legally obtain substantially the same guns we can buy today. And this is explained by later on in the article, in which he talks about how the last assault weapons ban failed and how the new one would be difficult to issue because, quote unquote, these guns are really just ordinary rifles. It is hard for legislators to effectively regulate them without banning half the handguns in the country, and many hunting rifles as well. So in order for them to do it, they actually have to really step over a constitutional right and ban far too many guns. Additionally, I'd like to attack the workability of the new ban. And one way, gun manufacturers will find a way to get around a ban, just as they did in the past. In that same article from the Los Angeles Times, lawmakers have instead focused on cosmetics, as he said, and the federal ban applied to all semi-automatic rifles with detachable magazines and to more military-style features, and he stated this before. But gun makers have been able to easily skirt these laws. They just sell the same semi-automatic rifle with the same lethality, but without the military-style features. So once again, it did nothing. Americans were still able to buy the same gun because gun manufacturers were able to just change a few cosmetics on the gun and boom, you have the same gun over again. Additionally, that's just gun manufacturers. What about criminals that are able to find a way to circumvent an assault weapons ban? And French data from the National Review stated what the consequence of this would be. This is the worst kind of gun control. Any measure that preserves the ability of criminals to access guns while restricting the access of law-abiding Americans is a measure that fundamentally impairs the very purpose of the Second Amendment. For the law-abiding, the existing stock of tens of hundreds of millions of weapons and magazines would instantly become more expensive. Yet with the slightest premeditation, a criminal could easily circumvent the ban.